So here's something I can't ignore. My wife is pregnant. Trust me, I've tried. She won't let me. So now I already have a beautiful baby daughter at home. She just turned 2 in June. Her name is Mabel, and our family is fortunate enough so that my wife makes enough money that I can stay home with her. So I am, her caregiver, also in addition to being her father, and it's been the single greatest experience of my life, with the exception of the first year, of course, which was absolutely terrifying. So, I mean, everything, it's balloons, remote controls. You can't, there's just anyway. But now, when she turned 1, things got a lot easier. She was walking and only took the 1 nap, which is a freaking heck of a milestone. You want to write that one down. That's And every day, instead of me being terrified of breaking this China doll, was like a party. We'd go to the zoo, we'd go to the Natural History Museum or the playground in the morning. We'd take a nap, and yes, I said we. And then we'd wake up from our nap, and we'd go to the pool and to the lake or whatever. So it was great. And now we have another child on the way, and the plan was always for us to have 2 kids. Both my wife and I have siblings, and you just look at the Bravermans on TV, and they're very close, and it's we want that for Mabel and our other child. However, and so this was not an accident. We did, however, conceive while on the pill, so it's kind of hard to not say it was an accident since we were actively trying to not have a child. That's the overall plan, but I just, I love my daughter and I don't want anything to mess that up. So, every night we go to bed, I say, I read to her, I sing to her, we lay down, I kiss her, I tell her she's my favorite person in the world. And I just don't want to have to qualify that with something else like, yes, now you're tied, okay? You used to be, but now there's no 1A and 1B, no, just stop, and your mother's 3, and she knows that, that's cool, we just, I'm her 3, I'm actually probably below the cats, but that's, whatever. So now there's that dynamic, and so, I feel bad for this child. I'm just not getting as excited as I was with Mabel. In the case of one holiday party, when we hit that 13-week mark, I literally shouted it from a rooftop. Hey, we're pregnant. So, and this new child's not getting that treatment. So, and then we had our 18-week checkup, where we were going to find out the sex. Excuse me. I'm still learning to, anyway. So we went there, and they shoved the thing all over, and we're looking at the thing, and she's measuring the skull and the femur, and she says, yes, and there is a penis, and it is a boy. And so I am excited, I'm thrilled, and not maybe for the reasons that you think, but because now at least Mabel will be Daddy's little girl, and nobody can take that away from her. So I'm really happy that we're having a boy, and I'm super excited. And we talked about boys' names, my wife and I, and we had decided, Mabel just kind of came to us in a dream. Like, we both woke up and looked at each other and said, Mabel! And, it was like, easy, okay? But then this one was a little bit more arduous. We had to, oh, I don't like that, and nothing's coming to me, it's not special, and, but then we settled on one, and we were so super excited to just have this process completed, and it was Corbin. So Corbin, yeah, we like it. It's Corbin Fisher. So we were really excited, but we weren't telling people yet. And by that I mean I wasn't telling people, but my wife was telling whoever she wanted to, whenever she wanted to. But she was telling one person at work that happened to be a gay security guard, and that will be important in just a minute. So, and she's like, "Oh yeah, we're naming him Corbin," and he says, "Oh yeah, like Corbin Fisher." And now my wife doesn't have my last name, so and this gentleman would have no way of knowing. And so my wife's like, that's my husband's last name. How did you know that? He said, "Oh, you may want to Google that." So I Googled that, and it is not a gay porn star. It is a gay porn franchise. A film studio, it's CorbinFisher.com won the Best Adult Gay Mega Site in the 2009 Silver Sprocket Awards. So, but we still did not want to let go. We're like, oh, this is, and we didn't know, and honestly, I have you know, nothing against gay people and you know, very little against porn, but, you know, we can't. This child's going to have to go to high school. But part of us is thinking, well, you know, we could just, you know, just name the child, and anybody who looks at it like, oh, Corbin Fisher, we can stare at them in judgment, which is what parents are supposed to do. But no, we can't do that. So yet more wind has been taken out of my sails of being excited about this pregnancy. And to flash back to that 18-week checkup, we go to the doctor's office, and my wife and I are sitting there, and the doctor says, okay, well, you know, it's a boy, and yeah, we know, and he has a calcium deposit in his heart, which is a soft marker for Down syndrome. And if you don't know what soft marker means, because I did not, it means that it's nothing in and of itself necessarily, but in tandem with a few other things like the bridge of the nose, the length of the femur, it could, you know, be a very good indication that the child will be born with Down syndrome. So, you know, my wife and I didn't know how to process that news, like at the meeting, at that appointment. You know, the doctor said it very flippantly, like, oh, it's nothing. You know, we run into, you know, 6 or 7 people every week that have this, and you know, the logician in me said, well, out of how many? I mean, you know, if it's out of 50, you know, that's great, you know, but if it's out of 1,000, you know, that's you know, not making me feel better. But so my wife and I decided to attack this 2 different ways. She wanted to talk about it, and I wanted to ignore it. Well, in my defense, we were supposed to find out more, like the calcium deposit may go away by the 22 weeks checkup, which we decided to have a sonogram to see. Anyway, so we get home, and you know, we do some research, and we find out that this happens in 16% of pregnancies approximately, and less than 1% of those children are born with Down syndrome. So odds are very good that this won't happen. And meanwhile, I'm flooded with all these emotions and thoughts, like, you know, like what happened. You know, most of the time I'm thinking, okay, well, you know, odds are good that that will be fine. You know, but sometimes I'm, you know, well, what are we doing? You know, how's our family dynamic going to be? And then I feel guilty to feel like I shouldn't have a child with Down syndrome. You know, because you know, they're you know, everyone is a wonderful person, and who am I to judge this? But you know, as parents, you just want the best chance for your children. So we go to their 22-week checkup, and I'm waiting for a phone call. I don't go with this time. We don't want to put Mabel through whatever emotions we may be experiencing. So I'm with her at the playground, and 45 minutes after the appointment started, I'm just waiting by the phone, and then an hour, and then an hour and a half, an hour and 31 minutes, 32 minutes. I'm checking my phone literally twice a minute. I just, you know, when is she going to call? You know, and finally I get a phone call an hour and 45 minutes later, and she says that her doctor wasn't in, and she talked to another doctor who said that that first doctor should have never told us that this might go away. So it didn't go away, and we won't know until our due date on December 27th. So we're still in that, you know, window of what do we do? And you know, and honestly, I'm still processing it. I still don't really know how to feel, but I know how difficult it was with Mabel that first year. And odds are good 3 years from now that we'll be sitting, I'll be going to the zoo with a perfectly healthy boy, and I'll be picking up Mabel on the way home at school, and my wife at the metro, and we'll be a happy family. But there's that chance that that's not going to happen. And however, I know I did it once. We'll be able to do it again. Thank you.